Plus a Manny Pacquiao tale of the tape. Good Lord, Andrew.
They're all the same.
All right, we're going to start with, at the top, friend of the show, friend to me, friend to Andrew, really good guy, Billy Wright, who was going to, if you don't know him, he was a top 10 WBC heavyweight fighter, held every single WBC belt except for the heavyweight championship of the world, because that belongs to Deontay Wilder. He was the number one contender for the belt and never got a shot at Deontay Wilder. Why? Because everybody that Billy has fought over the last 20 years, and he fought almost up to about the age of 50, right? He basically knocked everybody out. Well, he was planning on getting off of social media, didn't really explain why. And all you have to do is go to Facebook and type in Billy Wright, BILLYWRIGHT, right? Now, Billy's done okay in life, and he's got a pretty decent job and insurance and all that. He set up a GoFundMe page because apparently Billy's got a brain disease. And it was I will quote him directly, it was a big step for me to put this out there in the public. I was just going to shut down social media and keep my diseases secret. Then I thought how selfish that would be. We have a great opportunity to raise awareness for this very scary disease. Brain disease is not a nice way to go. Not that there is a nice way, but you have your mind disintegrate to nothing is intimidating. So he's got a big long explanation. I'm not going to bring the whole down show. I'm going to share this to our page. I am asking all of you who listen, okay, to donate just $5. He's not even doing it for himself. It's to support brain disease and trauma. I'm sad to say that the way he's talking about this, he's going to probably die from this. And it's starting to accelerate. And that's sad.
Not good.
No. And he's a really good guy. If you ever get the chance, for those you guys have never met him, and I can tell you this firsthand, really super guy. He actually told me everything I ever needed to know about Don King and why he never became heavyweight champion. And maybe someday in the future, maybe things will turn around and go in a different direction. This is a guy who needs to write a book. But I digress. He is now fighting brain disease that is progressing very rapidly. And he is very brokenhearted for anybody experiencing any degenerative brain disease. There is no good endings. So I would like to consider him a friend. He is a friend of this show. He has been supportive. I really like Billy. I like his family. I like his wife. They had a kid together. Everything. I don't know if they ever got married, but he and his longtime girlfriend had a child. So there you go. That's my whole thing. And I'm glad we had the talk. The GoFundMe page, I'm just asking you guys to give up $5. All right? So if each of you who listens gives up $5, it will help support brain disease in the future. There you go. No, it has nothing to do with boxing, you morbid people. Trust me when I say this. The thing that's going to make Billy the saddest is Billy's one of the sharpest guys I've ever met with. Super sharp, really quick-witted. And if you haven't seen it, Billy's the guy who punched me in the gut and threw me across the room.
He really made a career out of the sport with being a journeyman. You know, he was a journeyman fighter who, like you said, was number one contender for years.
Undefeated. He's been undefeated for the last 10. Yeah.
This wasn't just someone who got hot, right? Carlos Baldomir got one win in his career and made multiple checks. Yeah, Billy. Yeah, he was. You got to be sharp to be in a sport like this for that long. Stay undefeated. And just collect winning checks everywhere he went for the last decade.
Yeah, and what it really comes down to, and the reason I'm bringing it up, he basically got blackballed in the heavyweight division, and that's why he never got the shot. He
got hot too late.
He was a Don King guy, and he got hot early in his career, and he didn't want to play ball with Don King. That's the bottom line.
But he does get title shots early in his career. I do remember that.
He does get a title shot. He's got a setup fight. I'm not going to say anything because it's his story. But I know for a fact that he made a decision that doesn't get him into the Don King heavyweight championships. And by the way,
for people that are listening, hold on. For people that are listening, you're talking about 2 careers. A man that's fought into his 50s. Don King is like in the late 80s, correct? Deontay Wilder, right. Yeah. So
his first part of the career, he's on the fast track.
Yeah, exactly.
He gets sucked into a Don King contract. Right. He's got the fast track on the number of fights. He's undefeated. Everything's going great. He makes a decision that he doesn't want to be a Don King guy. And that's what changes his career. And then he becomes a journeyman who stays undefeated for many, 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 many years. I had an unbelievable dinner with him before we went and watched boxing, where he told me the entire story, and he goes, I've never told anybody this story. I said, that's a book. Holy crap. What a story.
Seems like every Don King fighter has one on.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad to see what Don was doing to some of these guys. Even Cooney, who was he talking to at the Hall of Fame? I think it was Tyson. You see Tyson threw a glass of water at Don King, right? At the last Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Don King's a piece of shit.
He went on stage. He went on stage with that same fucking jean jacket that he really needs. Someone needs to steal that shit from him. One of his family members needed to take that jacket away when he's sleeping. I know Don sleeps a lot.
Well, okay, so in the fantasy land of me winning $300 million and then paying off your home, Andrew, and, taking care of everybody I know.
Yes, sir.
Because it's so much ridiculous money. On my short list of shit I want for my museum, my office / museum, I want Don King's jacket. I want a Michael Jackson glove. Like all the shit that I grew up on. I can get anything from Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is cheap these days. I could probably get Mike Tyson to just sit in my office once a week.
You're so stupid. You could get Tyson and Holyfield.
Tyson and Holyfield. They'll spar for me once a week. They come over. They put on the gloves. And they do it just like the Rocky movie. Mike goes, ding, ding. That's a really good Rocky joke, by the way. Did you get to see the Rocky Creed 2 trailer? Did we talk about this?
Yeah, yes.
We talked about it last week. By the way, if you haven't seen the Creed 2 trailer, go to fightnetradio.com and see it. Drago, the son of Drago. I know. What I talked about was very heavy. Didn't have a funny up ending. But I can say this, if you guys want some inside dirt. Everything you think about Don King, 100% true.
Yeah.
I will say that after I know a Don King fighter. The Don King fighter by the name of Billy Wright, who told me the story. I'm not at liberty to say his entire story. Perhaps someday. I would like to believe that Billy will pull through. Billy should write a book, but Billy will forever be talked about on this show. I am forever grateful for him.
He had too much power at one time. There was never a promoter.
He was too much. But when Deontay was looking for a matchup, they skipped right over him and went to number 15.
No, yes, but I was talking about Don.
Oh, Don is ridiculous.
Ali, then transitions over a few years later into Tyson and Chavez.
Oh yeah,
these are 3 of the most powerful names in boxing in those eras. He had way too much power. Anything he says goes, and he abused it.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. All right, enough of the heavy stuff. Let's get back to what we do best around here. Let's talk for the next hour and God knows how many minutes about the news of the week and Manny Pacquiao and Lucas Matthysse. Is it Matthysse or Matthysse?
I like Matthysse. I'm going to go with that.
All right. I'm going to do all the Matthysse shit at the end. That is our featured story. Holy shit, all your stories are about that? I got to literally work around it. There are only like 5 stories that are not Matthysse related.
Yes.
All right. We'll do it all at the end. That's your build-up. We're going to talk about Manny Pacquiao. I'll even pull out his record. I'll even pull up his Wikipedia page. We'll talk about him cheating on his wife, which he did, by the way. Pacquiao cheated on his wife. Boy, did he cheat on his wife.
It was, yeah.
Then he found religion, and we'll talk about his mom, who is singularly the most funniest person
No,
ever in boxing.
Jinky found his cell phone, then he found religion.
Ah, there you go. Let's go with easy stuff first. Ramirez-Angulo. God damn, they pulled that many views. BoxingScene.com. Keith Eidick. Ramirez-Angulo Tripleheader averages 632,000 viewers on the ESPN app. Oh, no, on ESPN regular. This is a Golden Boy card, correct? Yes.
No, top rank.
Top rank in, I want to say Texas. Oklahoma City. There you go. That's not bad because it's a shit fight.
It was.
According to Nielsen rating, they did 632,000 people on the February 3rd show from, I was right, Corpus Christi, Texas. I had it right. I thought it was Oklahoma City. It's not. Or did they?
Oh, jeez.
No, it's Oklahoma City. Shut up. How did they do this? There were two different spots? Okay. According to Nielsen ratings, an average audience of 632,000 watched the telecast Saturday night, in which Ramirez beat Angulo in the main event. Ramirez's prior performance on ESPN, this is why I got confused,
there you go.
Drew 741,000 in Corpus Christi, Texas. That's why I got confused with the Texas thing. They were in Oklahoma City at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Would you like to know why I didn't go to that fight? Because I'd actually have to see family, Andrew. I don't want to see my family. Man, nothing makes me feel whiter and more awkward than seeing my family. That's legit. I have a cousin-in-law. Are they cousins-in-law? If your cousin marries someone, that makes them your cousin too, right?
I believe so, yes.
Oh my God, there's a dude named Skeeter in my family. Skeeter. 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 I can't, like, is that his real first name? Like, on the birth certificate, does it say Skeeter? For those of you who don't know, I'm not a big fan of white people. But Lee, you're white. I know. Go figure. 120, 108, 119, 109, 119, 109. We talked about this last week. 632,000 for a shit show was, that's an impressive number. ESPN draws for boxing. I don't think, as I recall, tell me if I'm wrong, I don't think I've heard of a number less than 500,000 on Saturday night ESPN cards, Andrew.
Yeah, no doubt. No, ESPN is clearly heading boxing right now in the viewership numbers. And Gilberto Ramirez, relatively unknown still in America, even to the Mexican-American fan base. That's a huge number for him because they haven't even gotten him started with he hasn't unified, right? He hasn't had a shot against a seasoned veteran that is a big name out here. Top Rank hasn't even gotten them started yet, and he's already getting numbers like this. So Gilberto Ramirez, he says he's going to stay there for 2 more years. He doesn't want to move up to light heavyweight yet. I believe he's going to be waiting for Saul Alvarez at some point. Well,
once Canelo gets knocked out,
Canelo is not getting knocked out, bro.
Dude, he's going to lose the fight.
Matter of fact,
you need to accept he's going to lose that fight.
If Triple G and Abel Sanchez don't stop with their talking, the fight's not going 12. I'm telling you that.
I
Triple
can
G is not
only
better than him.
Hope that that's a true statement.
Yeah. No, it's what it's going to be. You don't want to piss off a boxer. Saul Alvarez is an excellent boxer right now. When you put Saul Alvarez...
No, he's not. He's a guy who's going to be
dude,
cold.
He made your guy miss over 350 times. Stop it. They were talking about a fucking jab that night.
You mean the guy who still takes juice?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Have you seen a test?
I don't think that made him duck punches and move around the ring. It did give him power, but, just like the whole baseball thing, it takes a lot more than just power to send that ball over a fence. That's the same I can give with Saul Alvarez on his skill level, not his power. Total cheat. The power thing might have been a cheat. His skill level, way far superior than Gennady Golovkin's. Gennady Golovkin missed 300 punches. He looked one-dimensional. His body punch was irrelevant to the movement of Saul Alvarez. Lee, you don't.
You talk a lot of shit for your guy who just pulled a draw. He pulled a draw. He pulled a draw.
They gave him a draw. You know what they're doing. They're using his fan base. It's a bigger fight. It's just like what they did at De La Hoya.
It's a draw, which means I can make